It's Jonathan Kersting hanging out with one Cooper Munroe. Cooper, oh my goodness. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm so charged up because we just got through with our third marketing mashup. And we're going to give a little overview of what happened because I feel like so much cool stuff happened in our resource room back there. I can't keep it contained there. To the 30 people that showed up. I feel like there's some really cool marketing takeaways that I think everyone needs to know. And we are here to discuss that today, right?
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And what's happened we've met 3 times now. So that's several hours of marketing conversations that we've had starting in the winter to now. And we're going to keep it going because the momentum's just building and building. Better and better conversation. It's so filled with ideas and resources, and everybody needs to come to this.
It's a true mashup.
It's
it's
good.
Literally one of these things where we come in with a topic as we'll jump into, but then we start delving into that topic in ways that we couldn't just pre-plan. I mean, yes, we can go through and say, what are the key points around this? But as we bring those up, people's brains come into play, and then we have a lot of fun. I learn a lot, you learn a lot, and we have a little sense of this camaraderie at the end of the at the end of the event, which is really great. So our most recent mashup was all around the marketing funnel. We feel like it's kind of collapsed or something's happened to it because it's like we just don't know how to fill it the way we used to back in the simple days. And we kind of kicked the whole thing off where you asked me, you're like, is there anything you've ever purchased without actually going to the customer, and the customer is going to the seller's, website or seeing any of their actual marketing material? And I was like, absolutely. I think this really shows just how complicated the funnel is. Like, I'm a huge cyclist and I'm always buying stuff. So I'm in many feeds, mostly through Instagram and so forth, where I'm always looking at various influencers out there who are using products, or magazines and different authorities that are testing products and using things. And I was in search for the perfect tire for my bike for a mix of road and gravel, a little bit everything in between. And I kept seeing some people reviewing the Panaracer Gravel King SS tire. I'm like, interesting. And then it started following me around. I would see the tires for sale, and then I would see more reviews or get more insights on it. Nothing from the Panaracer website. And then I was like, I'm just buying these tires. And so I bought them. So there, Panaracer sold me something without actually it trying to sell me something, because everything I saw was not from Panaracer.
So did you buy it through the website?
No, I bought it on Amazon.
Come on, so you never interacted with their brand?
No, not at all.
Their brand owned social or anything?
Nothing.
Amazing.
None of the above. And that's why I thought this topic was very apropos to our constituency out there, where we're all trying to get more sales. And it's just like, how do we fill this magical funnel? Like, what do I do? And I think you brought it down very succinctly at the event, where you're like, wait a second, this isn't like 100 years ago when there was one kind of soap, you know, and there was one marketing campaign for it, so everybody saw it, right?
Yep. And that we, had this really wonderful conversation around, is the funnel dead? Does it still exist? If it exists, is it the traditional funnel, or is it a funnel that's now a maze or an infinite loop? And there were a lot of different opinions on this.
It's all the above.
A lot of opinions. But it is all of the above.
It is all the above.
But the average consumer journey now, the buyer journey, if it's B2B, B2C, whatever it is, no two look alike.
Exactly.
Not at all.
And especially in the B2B world, I think the key take is we have a lot of B2B companies that are members of the Tech Council and folks that actually join us. And one thing I do love about this event is this isn't just members of the Tech Council. This is open to anybody. So we have quite a few folks that showed up there just like, I'm interested in marketing and tech, so they show up. But a lot of B2B folks. And that journey has just become so messy.
Very.
Tell me more about why this is so messy.
Well,
because I know many of your clients are B2B.
Yes.
So
how many touch points are there?
Right.
And how many ways are there in? And there's all these different journeys. So we heard so many different stories of how B2B customers arrive at a decision, and it could take years. It could be that one little trigger of memory. It could be a Reddit conversation. It could be AI search results. It could be all of them. But it's entirely different than anything that we've seen in, over the last 2 years. It's completely
especially for
shifted.
Companies that are selling specialty products. I know one of our regular attendants, and I'm actually wearing their hat here, Heavy Robotics, love those guys, where they're selling a very specialized product, modules to build robots with.
That was so interesting.
Yeah, and the idea being that they might meet somebody at a trade show, but it could be 2 years later where someone remembers like, I remember meeting those guys, so I think I'll give them a call. And that could be 2 years later. And in the meantime, Trevor's doing all these other things to try to to bring leads in, more immediately. And so he's got this mix that becomes very messy and very complicated.
But he's relying, because of those interactions that he had years ago, he's relying on these moments, these touch points that are going to trigger a memory. They're going to be like, oh, I got to go back to those guys, because you either see a post or you see somebody talking about it, or, any number of different things are going to trigger that behavior to go back and be like, oh, I'm going to go see those heavy guys. He also talked about something interesting where the customer is pre-educated. Like, a customer today could go down a rabbit hole on Chat or Claude or wherever, and they become, an expert.
And pre-sold on an idea ahead of time as well, right? Yeah.
And he told a story that was kind of interesting there.
2 stories, actually. The first one being was he had a client come in saying they wanted a certain module that they knew was going to work for them, and they just wanted to buy it. And he was like, we need to talk to you first, because that may not actually solve your problem. You might think you know everything about our product, but talk to us first. So the idea that you almost have like an overly educated customer. And then the other story that I thought was crazy, and this actually opens up a whole new topic that I think we can jump into, was someone actually found a product that they no longer sell. So they came out to them saying, I want to buy this product. And they're like, we don't make that anymore. Like, we have something that replaces that, but they were like all about that particular product. So once again, when you're using AI and so forth, it's finding so much out there that it's actually finding content that you don't even know exists anymore. Because I think, as we all know, once it's on the interwebs, it's going to stay there forever.
It's going to stay there.
Yeah. And Claude's going to find it. So it literally said, here's this thing. And it's like, we don't have that. So that becomes yet another complication in this journey, right? It is.
Yeah. Because then you've got to uneducate them on all of this. It's kind of like, when somebody asked Chat who William Shakespeare's wife was, and they showed a picture of the modern day Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
I mean, it's like...
It's like, oh man, you're really stepping in it now. This is not good. But let's talk about the idea of keeping your content fresh, because I think the thing I brought up was, man, maybe you should putting some blog posts up or some more marketing about the new product, and explicitly say somewhere that this product doesn't exist. Now, I don't know if AI or whatever you're using is going to prioritize what it looks at first to actually make a recommendation. But I feel like if I'm out marketing, I know there's some product line that I have that's discontinued. I'm going to be putting some more messaging out there that we don't have it anymore, even if it's just some stuff you bury just so it's out there. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
And this is the LinkedIn post that I just shared with you, which we could probably share with this audience, is, one of the things that it points out is that the highest performing content is 30 days old.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, now I know.
So the fresher, the better.
So fresher, the better. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of critical, especially
and
for,
don't think
for
that you
Chat.
did something like a year ago or 18 months ago that, we tackled that. You always got to be piling on the fresh content then, right?
Yes. So it's got to be on top of the old stuff. Like for social, a lot of people are using social as search. So the older content is also performing.
Okay.
And it tells a story about a brand.
Right.
So if they are going to go and check out your brand, they're going to want to go back and see like what you were saying in December or last March.
Yeah.
And then scroll forward.
And you can scroll forward
so
from there.
There's an argument for both.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
This is why my brain hurts. But this is why I'm glad that we have our mashup, because at least we can kind of talk these things out and even start assembling some strategies. I mean, I just think about what we're doing here at the Tech Council already. My ideas are like, I got to keep this stuff as fresh as possible now. And the one thing we were talking about is, and this is slightly off topic, but the idea with all the podcasts and videos that we do at the Tech Council is making sure that my transcripts are there, because that is something that we know that AI and search loves in order to find that stuff. So once again, I'm always putting out fresh podcasts and stuff, so I got to make sure that
podcasts are really the highest performer for Chat and for Claude and for any kind of AI search. So for those of you who are wondering if you should be on a podcast, Jonathan's podcast in particular, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
You need to have that content out there.
It's really important.
It's helpful. That's for sure.
Some other things that bubbled up that were so interesting. Reddit
was huge. First off, I've never been a huge Reddit fan. I mean, I know of Reddit, but I've never really hung out there. And now my whole world has changed, thinking I got to really dive in there and see what's going on.
So we're thinking about doing a whole separate session on Reddit. Yeah. Which, if there's any Reddit experts out there that want to be a guest speaker, please.
We would need some guest speakers on that.
Reach out.
Yeah.
And then I was also struck by the Google ad conversation was huge.
Oh my God. Google Ads just makes me want to hide under a rock.
Oh
Because
my
it's like
gosh.
yeah.
Problematic, complicated.
very complicated, and then
Yeah.
spending a lot of money, and it's just asking you to spend more, and then people are realizing that it won't even serve you your own ad. You're trying to check to see your ad, it may not even serve it to you just because it knows that it's you. It's just like, oh, and then, yeah, like I said, that's the part of marketing where I'm like, you know what, man, I can't do that.
So that would be any guest speaker out there if you want to come and talk to us about Google Ads.
It's
awesome.
It's a never-ending tale of things, which makes me realize that we need fresh content all the time. The B2B journey is always just going to be messy, but you got to find a couple hooks in there and just kind of bear with it. I think AI search has just completely upended things in the good and the bad, which means the fresh content to keep the discontinued products from coming up. So at the end of the day, I think our funnel, it's probably wider than ever. It's just so mutated, and there's like a maze inside of it. And inside that maze, there could be some loops. So it's like one of those crazy, what are those Goldberg contraption thingies or something like that. It's like, oh, that's marketing, which is why we have to have these conversations.
Because there's so many touch points. There's
absolutely.
so many places you need to be.
And Cooper, I couldn't think of a better person to be hosting these with than you, because I don't know, you just bring
so much fun.
Yeah, you just bring a great energy to it, and your expertise is so deep. If you don't know Cooper and the Motherhood, you gotta check them out, because if you're looking for some marketing help, believe me, she's the one to ask. If you're looking to do a podcast, ask me, but you gotta join the Tech Council first. So that's a whole other thing. But we just have a lot of fun doing this because we're just actually seeing the community come together a little bit on this. And we want to grow it and help more companies get better at their marketing and integrate the right technologies at the right time. So let's mash it up, man.
Yeah. We hope to see all of you out there because 100%. It's such a good conversation.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled because there's a whole new session of these coming up. A little hiatus over the summertime because it's summertime, but we're going to be back out with more conversations. And I love doing these wrap-ups. I think this is a great way.
Me too.
It's helped me synthesize.
Yep.
I'm synthesizing.
Jonathan did this amazing synthesizing of it.
Look at me go.
You guys, we're gonna do a blog post too ourselves, and this will be out. And
100%.
So there'll be some more. There's some resources. There was a couple things that were thrown out there. Scrunch AI, Profound AI are ways to show how you are appearing in AI prompts, your company, so you can plug your company in and see what prompts get you in the results.
Get you in the results.
That's kind of an important thing to understand.
Especially with the way people are finding out this day and age. Because sometimes people are just doing some inquiries and they're not even knowing that they're searching, but it brings it up. So you're like, oh, I should check that out.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my goodness. Complicated. That's why we have these conversations. Cooper, always great having you here at the Huntington Bank Studios.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here.
Breaking this thing down and mashing it up. So
thank you for doing this, Jonathan. It's
100%.
amazing.
So much fun.